Hey YouTube, this is a video I'm going to be doing over the next couple days on some new substrate that I want to try for Buddy. It's called Reptichip, and supposedly this is supposed to keep up the humidity in Buddy's cage better than the stuff I have in there now. I have a couple different things in Buddy's cage right now. I have cypress mulch, which is a tegu staple, and I have it mixed with this stuff called Hertopia that I tried last year from the reptile show, which I'll be honest, it worked pretty good, but it just dries out very quickly. Now I do realize that all this stuff's going to dry out quickly in this cage because of the heat, but I've been told that this will last a lot longer as far as keeping humidity. I won't have to wet it as often, so we'll see. I did purchase it from Medusa's Morphs at the NARBC show in Tinley Park this past weekend. So really cool people. Shout out to Jen. Really great customer service. She was very helpful giving out some information. So I will leave their information in the link below if you're interested in purchasing some from them based on how the results are for me. Again, it's a very simple process. What you're going to do is basically wet each side of the block for about 20 seconds and then give it about 15 minutes to absorb, and it'll break down the block into basically a big pile of substrate. It's coconut based from what I can see, and supposedly it will hold a lot of humidity. I don't expect it to be perfect because if we look over here at Buddy's cage, it's big. It's a 6x3. Lots of lights, lots of heat, and I don't expect it again to be total like hassle free, but if you look at this has that stuff mixed. It's very dry, and it's just a big pain in the butt trying to moisten it all the time. And I've tried a couple of different things with humidifiers and things like that, but what I've noticed is Buddy's gonna need a new cage. The walls in the back are starting to break down and soften because of all the humidity in this cage. So my goal is to build him a new cage in the next few months or so. It's the idea. I gotta find the time to do so. And I'll put a different liner or something along the walls to kind of prevent the wood from deteriorating. But this is what we're working with. Like I said, it's a 6x3 cage, lots of lighting, lots of heat. So my goal is to maintain this cage at about 70 to 80% humidity, which is good for tegus. Buddy has a tough time shedding on the back end of his tail. So I'm hoping that this new stuff here from Reptichip will alleviate that problem. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open this up, break it down, wet it, and we'll toss it in Buddy's cage and see how it goes. I'll be right back. Okay, we're in the bathroom, so if you hear the echo, I apologize. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open this up and hopefully get it to spread out enough where we can dump it in Buddy's cage. Just trying to make sure it's like framed in the camera here. So again, what you see here is basically a coconut block, and we have to wet it each side for about 20 seconds, allow about 15 minutes for it to kind of soak in, and then kind of spread it up, mix it up, and see what happens. So let's get started. So open this up. Doesn't really have a smell to it. It's kind of odd to smell. This is actually the tub I used to give Chloe, I don't know if you watch the channel, Chloe's my bearded dragon, Chloe her bath. So alright, have it here. It's pretty hard. So we're going to start adding some water and see how it goes. Okay, so it's been soaking for a little bit. I'm going to mix it up a little bit and break it down. Didn't seem like a lot of it went through the middle, but I got plenty of water in here to actually kind of absorb this stuff and see how it goes. Okay, so I think I have it broken down really nice. It's moist, not too wet. So I'm going to move the camera in this bin over to Buddy's cage, and we will put some in. Well, we'll put all of it in and see how we go. So I'll be back. Okay, we're at Buddy's cage. He's in here. I checked the humidity right now before we're putting it in, and it's at about 45%. Again, I like to keep it around 70 to 80%. So we're gonna throw this stuff in there now, and then we're gonna wait a couple hours and kind of see where we're at once it goes up. So I'm gonna put this stuff in here now, kind of mix it in there with Buddy's stuff. He has cypress mulch and that Hertopia stuff in there now. So we're gonna mix this stuff in. Okay, that's 99% of it. So I'm gonna stop the camera real quick and clean up, and then we'll check our temps. I'm gonna get Buddy's cage set up a little bit for him. So be right back. Okay, so it's only been about 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most. I was just cleaning up the room a little bit, and I got the stuff in the cage. We're gonna give it a couple hours and see how the humidity goes. It has already jumped up 7%. I just checked it before I sat down. It's at 52, and it was at about 43, 45 before I put it in. Now I know you might be saying, oh, well, of course it's gonna go up. You put fresh, wet stuff in there, which I agree. So the test is, though, how the humidity and the heat in the cage, how long it's gonna actually keep that stuff moist before I have to re-wet it. And of course, a YouTube video would not be complete without Brandy bombing it. So while we wait, I just want to give a big shout out again to Medusa's Morphs. They're the ones who sold it to me at the Reptile show. They recommended it. The representative I spoke with, her name was Jen, and I think the owner of the company is Logan. So again, I'll put their information in the video. And again, if it works, I'll be extremely happy. I just really have a hard time keeping up humidity in Buddy's cage, so we'll see how this goes. So I'll be back in a few hours and we'll see how it goes. See you in a bit. Okay, YouTube, we are about an hour and a half after I put the new substrate in Buddy's cage, and I have to say it is not holding humidity like I had hoped. Again, when I started this project, it was at about 45%, 43, 45. It was slowly moving its way up. So what I did was, after I put all the substrate in, I cleaned up Buddy's room and threw some water in there, like sprayed it up, and I actually got it up to almost 70%. And again, it's only been about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours since I did the last video, and as you can see, it's already dropping down. it is not holding the humidity like I had hoped. So I have to look into some alternatives here. I don't know, maybe it's Buddy's cage. You know, I do have these breather holes on the back of it for ventilation, and maybe there's too many of them. I don't know. I'm in the Chicagoland area. It's not a humid day, obviously. We're in our fall season, but this is just a big issue. I don't know what else I can do. I'm gonna have to probably look into hooking up my mister again. I had the Mist King mister and had a bunch of issues with it. Didn't really work as well as I hoped. And then I had my own little humidifier modification I made, which is good, but it was spraying some of the water was getting near the walls and it was kind of deteriorating the wood. But I might have to just go to that because I need something consistent to kind of keep the humidity up. But anyway, I wanted to be a fair assessment of the product. I don't have to say it's a bad product at all. I'm sure if it wasn't in a heated reptile cage, if it was maybe in some sort of other side of enclosure, it would probably hold the humidity better. But in this size cage with the lights and the heat lamps and all that other jazz, I just don't think it's going to do what I need it to do. But it's still a good product. I would recommend trying it. Maybe your enclosure would be different. Again, sorry for the jingling. That's Brandy again. But it just didn't work out for me how I had hoped it would. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more videos later. Thanks.